Hey guys, good morning. How's everybody doing today? How's your day going? I wanted to talk to you today about what's gonna sound like a complicated concept, but it's not. It's pretty easy when you think about it. And that is the way that applications like software applications and AI, large language models, LLMs, how they connect to one another and how they talk to one another, and why that's important. Because I think people make this more confusing than it has to be. So first off, thinking about like why do they need to do this? So you have a large language model, whether you have one that someone built for you or you have one that you use in your company and you want to open it up to customers. And the reason why you want to open it up to customers might be because now you can have customer queries answered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or at the very least, it can get them the surface level answer and then it can automatically schedule a meeting to then, talk to you based on your availability and their availability. And having that work while you're sleeping is great because you don't have to pay an employee in a different time zone, number one. And number two, you're getting work done while you sleep. So that's why you might use something like this. And in order to do that, your large language model would need to connect to different systems and talk to them. Maybe it's an online calendar system. Maybe it's a communication channel like WhatsApp or Slack or Teams or however you have chats going back and forth. So that is an example of why the application or your LLM would need to talk to each other. So the technology for this for years is what they call an API for a application programming interface, or sometimes what I call an automated programming interface. And it's a fancy three-letter acronym, API, for just you have program A that needs to talk to program B, and you literally hard code that, and now they can talk to one another. And when you have a bunch of applications, if you have five different applications that need to talk to five other applications, you hard code all those lines in the API. But where large language models come in, your chat GPTs, your Claudes, etc., these use MCP, and MCP is just your model connection protocol. And that's just very simply, instead of having to hard code all of those APIs so the programs can talk to one another, the model can intelligently look across and then connect to different services. Like I said, maybe you want your LLM to connect to a calendar app. Maybe you want it to connect to a chat app. Maybe you want it to connect to some kind of online document repository or something, or fetch some data from some place. So you would use an MCP. Now, it's not. When I say that, I think people say so. It's like one or the other. It's not necessarily one or the other. It's in addition to. So you have the LLM working probably inside of some application that's pre-existing, and there's already APIs there or several APIs. Instead of having to hard code and rewrite these APIs all over again, you just use the MCP. So that's the main differences of MCP and API and how they work together. It's not one or the other, but they work together. One is a programming interface, and one is a model connection protocol. And the model connection protocols work with the LLMs in a smart way to automatically connect to the APIs that are already in place, so that the applications and models can talk to different pieces of software and do things for you. So it doesn't have to be confusing. It doesn't have to be complex. Once you have your APIs in place and you're using a LLM, then you set up your MCP for a smarter, more intelligent way of doing things. Not one or the other, but in addition to. All right. So set up those MCPs and connect your LLMs to different applications so you can get all kinds of fun work done. All right, cool. So if you have any questions, as always, give me a shout. Love to talk to you guys more about this stuff. Remember to hustle harder, and let's talk again soon. Have a great day. Bye bye.